Alright, so here's part 2 of part 5, I guess it will be, of the beginner's guide. And this is the review of the orb source. If you haven't watched part 1, be sure and go do so, because you're going to miss out on the whole scope of it. Of course, we know there's all those people out there that will not do that. Anyway, on to part 2. Alright, so before we move on to the gear, let me talk about those stat points and skill points. There seems to be this big what to do with a lot of people out there getting started in the game. Oh, I got a skill point. Oh, I just leveled. It gave me this. It gave me 5 stat points. It gave me a skill point. Folks, be patient. Alright? Whenever you're starting off with a character, just be patient. Don't spend any skill points at first. Go ahead and get a few levels. Wait till you're level 5, 6, 7 and decide, okay, what character am I actually going to build and where do I need to spend these skill points? And if you see, like, if you're building an orb source and you can't get orb until level 30, save back some points. It's okay. They're not going anywhere. This isn't one of those have to spend until the next game type or you're going to lose it type of games. You can keep these stat points and skill points until you get to level 99. It doesn't even really matter. Alright? So be patient about it. It's okay to have skill points and stat points. It's alright. Okay? It's okay. Now, on the gear, as you notice, this chick right here is a tall source of sorts, and the gear can be tweaked out, I know, but this is what she is using right now. And I actually have another piece of gear that I use for the faster cast rate and the experience gain, which is the Ondal staff. We'll get to that in a minute. But as far as the gear, I have Tall's helm, Tall's lidless, Tall's armor, or lacquered plate, Tall's belt, and Tall's Ami, or the amulet. Alright. For the shield, right now I'm just using a lidless wall, which is plenty. You can use that or a spirit shield. I've seen people use both. So here we go with the boots. I'm using water walks. For the gloves, I'm using mage fist for the faster cast rate. And on the rings, I just chose a Raven Frost, so because you can't be frozen. And this little cheesy rare ring, which those really need to be tweaked out a little bit more, but they're good for our purposes as far as building a new character and able to do Magic Find. Now you can get Magic Find rings, which this one right here I believe is the reason why I used it, because it gives you 10 better chance for Magic Find, and that may be the main reason, and it gives me faster cast rate. So that's really not that bad. Alright, on the Raven Frost, mainly used it for the 40 plus 40 to mana and the cannot be frozen. Those are the two main things there. Alright, and it adds cold damage. Check that out. So there you go. Now, as an alternate for teleport, I have an Ondal staff, which I use to both level this character and other characters, and whenever I'm doing Magic Find, the 45 faster cast rate really comes in handy. Now, you can use a Whiz Spike. That's fine. I know somebody out there is going to say something. It gives you 50, and you can keep your shield on. That's fine. Right now, I don't have a Whiz Spike. Alright, I'm using Ondal staff for those two particular attributes. Alright, and while we're at it, let me get some town portals here and I'll show you exactly what I mean as far as her magic finding and teleport abilities. Let's go down here and pick on Andariel, and then we're going to wrap up the video, and that'll be it as far as this build. Alright, let's start off with her regular gear and show you her teleport speed, which is this fast. Alright, now let's put on the Ondal staff, and like I said, you can use a Whiz Spike. It really doesn't matter to me which one you use, and show you how fast she teleports with this bad dude on. And this really just cuts down on the time, because you know you got a lot of impatient people out there that like to do things. Oh, I got to do it in 30 seconds or less, or I fail. I'm in a hurry. You know, where's the hurry in playing the game, folks? Live a little, have fun. Of course, I won't be able to find a level 4 since I'm shooting a video, but that's all right. There it is. All right. So once you get down here, as long as you don't have any bad guys in your face, you can always change back to your main gear, or you could even put that Ondal staff on your secondary. On my secondary, I have Alibaba and Littlest on the secondary as well. And you could put perfect topaz in there if you want to, that's fine. Right now we're just going to use the tall set for general purpose and to show you what's going on. Alright, so once you get down into here, as you see, the main attack being the orb, frozen orb. And here's what I like to do. I like to get all up in her face, static, static, static. See how her light's going down? Teleport back. Try to kill her before my merc dies. Let me get back to town before he dies. Because my merc is really sucking wind as far as his resistances go. But you get the idea. It doesn't matter if you have to go back to town a couple of times. But let's see what she dropped. Ah, look at this. This time we get a rare amulet. And that's it. Not the best in the world. I wish it was a gold amulet. Alright. And that's good for general purpose. Now you can ID this yourself because you do have some pretty good magic finding abilities. And that's what we'll do right now just to see what it found. This one right here is a 20 magic find amulet, and it does have cold, fire, and poison resist, no lightning resist, 11 to mana, sold. Now you could, what level requirement is that? Level 18 requirement. You could use that actually on a low level sorceress. I think I might save that for Billy Bob. He's making a sorceress. That'd be good for him for magic finding. And keep in mind, guys, don't just sell or drop or not pick up things. Share with your friends, share with your neighbors. And that's what we like to do here. I'm going to put some of this stuff in my stash. That's something that the Countess dropped. Freaking tier ith. The last time we did a Countess run, but that's alright. So anyway, there you go with the sorceress, the orb source. And if I missed anything, I'm sorry. Just shoot me a question or email with your questions. And this, in my opinion, right here is a good character to start off with. I actually didn't tell you her level. I got her up to level 90 before I started the vid, and that right there, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I could do that in a day. I love the way people love to brag. It's just amazing to me. And let's go back to the desktop and finish it up. Alright, so to wrap this up, I believe that the orb source and her hybrid abilities as far as using chain lightning are pretty good. The reason why I didn't pick fire is because there's so many things in hell level that are fire immune, just basically because of that. And you'll run into a lot of cold immunes, but not a whole lot of characters out there that are lightning immune as much as you see cold and fire. That's the one reason why I picked chain lightning. And as far as everybody out there and your opinions on what characters to build, that's fine. Just keep in mind, this is my opinion on what a person will enjoy. Billy Bob thought he liked his necromancer, then he changed to a barbarian, and then he chose a sorceress, and he goes, man, I'm loving this character. This is just awesome. You know, I can actually fight and not die all the time. You know, a caster, in my opinion, is an awesome character to start off with just because of that. And if you get a good merc, which I didn't show you mine was wearing insight, and I think, like, I forget what his armor is, but some high-end armor and a cheesy helm like frickin', I don't know, Doom Glow or something. Crown or whatever the dark sight crown or whatever it is. But anyway, your merc can actually be built up to back you up and tank a lot of the magic immunes out there in hell level, or any level for that matter. But I believe that you'll enjoy this character whether you build an orb source, a fire source, or a lightning source. The basics are the same. Pick out what you're going to do, save your points until you get up to the point to where you can spend the points to it, and remember your synergies, and pick gear that's going to complement the character that you're building, okay? And the main key to all of this is, don't be in a big, gigantic hurry. You know, there's so many people, just like I mentioned briefly, why is it that everybody wants to build a character to where, oh, one hit, one kill? You know, it's like, I got to do it right now. Oh, if I'm not killing something in 5 seconds, it's a suck-ass character. Folks, it's a game, all right? Just like I've said 1,000 times. You're supposed to have fun with it. And you guys out there with that type of mentality must get awful bored with games as far as not trying something different. Alright? Take your time. Enjoy the game a little. I mean, come on. What's the rush? And there's no craft in the mind in that. All that is just, I don't know, self-absorption, I guess it is, to where, oh, me, and you suck. You know, come on, folks. Just have fun. Sorceresses are not the only characters that you could build as new, but I believe that you will enjoy it. Even you out there that like to tank things and kill them in 3 seconds. Alright, so keep that in mind. And once again, if anybody out there has got any questions about this character, just be sure and let me know here at craftchest. Or you can also go to the craftchestnation.webs.com or catch us on mogulus.com/craftchest. Whenever we're doing our live stream, we always have people hanging out in the chat room. Go there, introduce yourself, and have fun. No trolls allowed. The last couple that showed up, you know what happened, dudes. I'm sorry. I asked you nicely. Alright? So until next time, everybody, remember, no matter what character it is that you want to build, it's a craft of the mind. Now go out there and have some fun.